Try not to get scared. Right, and right. Hey, there's no way possible not anyone did not get scared, bro, in the beginning. From this point on, bro, it's okay. It's a safe place. Stop being cool. Stop trying to act like you, bro. Stop just trying to act too tough, man. Come on, man. There's just no way possible. No one. I personally got jump scared by that. We are back on Nick Crowley. We got YouTube's Darkest Videos, Part 9. This may be a try not get scared / crime all in one, 2 in 1. Check it out.
The following video is sponsored by Simply Safe. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
This is a spooky ass intro, man. Yo, Nick Crowley, man. Come on, man. Man, this look like some.
And we're now arriving on Roscoe Station Top.
On the morning of March 22nd, 2024, the Kern County Sheriff's Office was flooded with calls about an incident that had taken place near the Wasco Amtrak station in Wasco, California. The incident involved a pedestrian who was reportedly walking dangerously close to an active train track before being struck by an oncoming locomotive, a situation that authorities knew was likely unsurvivable. Police arrived at the scene shortly after 8 a.m. and were met with the bloody aftermath of the accident, as they found 48-year-old Horacio Ayala Penoza deceased on the tracks, with the force of the impact being so strong that his body was torn apart and scattered all throughout the area. At first, it was believed to have been a clear-cut suicide, but after interviewing some of the witnesses, police learned that the man had never stepped in front of the train, and rather, he had actually been sucked underneath as a result of walking too closely, painting a clearer picture that this was all a tragic accident.
Really? I didn't even know that was a possible thing. So, like, the trains go, they didn't teach us this in school, at least me. So, if you're walking too close to the train track while the train is oncoming, the powerful winds, I guess, can just suck you underneath, or is there something else to the story? Like, bro, hey, I walked past train tracks many times throughout, especially when I was younger. I always was super paranoid, so I stayed as far as I can from the train. Even like I never like really had any situation where the train was so close where it was like something life-threatening or whatever. Absolutely not. But just like still, even for the fact, I always like made sure to keep the distance, bro. Watch too many cartoons, too many movies for anything, you know what I'm saying, to happen. So.
But as police were conducting these interviews, one strange detail kept coming up, as apparently, Horatio wasn't the only one on the tracks around the time of the incident, with there allegedly having been one other man standing nearby, a man who took off shortly after Horatio had been killed. And strangely, witnesses believe they saw the man reach down and pick something up before leaving. For the officers on the scene, finding this man became the next obvious order of business, but by this point, he had already found himself a few blocks away, where he was spotted by a group of construction workers. The group watched as the man walked towards them, appearing to hold some sort of large item in one of his hands, the same item that had been taken from the train tracks. And the closer he got, the clearer it became what exactly this thing was.
What is it?
It was a human leg.
Oh! Nah, this guy don't get up out of there. Get him out of there, bro. He don't belong to Earth. What the fuck? Yo, fam, it gets creepier by the damn, like, yeah. More of these scary videos and these types of like stuff that you discover throughout the world, bro, you really find out that this is actually a strange place, man. Bro, can you imagine somebody just like on a just casual day, you just trying to, you know what I'm saying, make a living for your family, you know what I'm saying, working hard in construction, and all of a sudden you see some lunatic walking with the human leg like it's some like zombie mode off of Call of Duty or something, like, bro, fam. The following video was recorded by one construction worker at the scene. I think they can't show that. Oh no, okay, they blurred it out. Oh hell no. Nah, no. I think this is its own tier of any menace to society platinum like threat ever. This guy is in his own world. You just see it right off the bat, he just looks like a lunatic. Yeah, anytime people are just like having that tweak out, it looks like he doesn't even have eyes. This dude is on that. Bro, what drug is it? This gotta be Caton. Maybe heroin. I don't even know. Bath salts? I don't even think they would even do that, man. Man.
For some inexplicable reason, when the train had dismembered Horatio, this man had run over and picked up his leg.
That is
and
creepy.
He was now waving that leg on the sidewalk of a nearby road, with the construction crew claiming that he had been banging it against the fence as he walked towards them, and at one point had even struck the leg against one of their machines. Upon the realization, a wave of fear washed over the group, as they were unsure what this man had done to get this leg, or what he would do next. though that was something that even the wildest of
You know what's like the cold part and the saddest and this disgusting, creepiest part about it? That's definitely like not, whoever this dude is, that's not his first time doing that. Meaning that like he's did some other ways, whether if it was the same way possible or did it with somebody else. Like, you know what I'm saying, just has a thing for just like body parts and he just was walking around. He just happened to get caught by the construction workers. Like,
imaginations could have never predicted.
it was just his first time getting caught. He's eating it? Oh my goodness! Nah, bro, Bat Sauce 2.0. Holy shit, bro, what is he on? Oh my gosh. They're too chill for to be, you know, they're low-key way too chill for this.
Man looked down at the leg and began eating it.
Oh my gosh.
As the workers watched on in horror.
What the hell?
Officers arrived on the scene immediately after this, and when they asked the man what he was doing with the leg, he explained that it belonged to him, and that he was taking it to a nearby hospital to have it reattached. But it was obvious to everyone there that this man wasn't missing any of his legs, with the officers having to go as far as to prove it to him by making him roll up the sleeves of his pants and touch both of his legs. His explanation was completely nonsensical, and obviously didn't account for the fact that he was literally eating the leg just minutes before, leading to officers immediately placing him under arrest. His name was Rosendo Tejas, a 27-year-old man who had been experiencing homelessness and had been living on a street near the train tracks, with police determining that he did in fact have nothing to do with the actual death of Horatio. He just so happened to be near the tracks at the time, where he would first witness the accident, and then, for some unknown reason, take Horatio's leg and start eating it. It appears as though this was the result of a combination of both drugs and alcohol, as he was found carrying narcotics when he was taken into custody, and he had just been captured by security cameras purchasing alcohol at a nearby liquor store just hours before the incident.
Bro, like, think about this sequence. The cashier doesn't even know what was about to, he's purchasing liquor from your store, and then he gets I guess you could call it like the liquor munchies. I think that's low-key a thing, if it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Outside of tree munchies, but like liquor munchies. Bro, like, knowing that he's probably going to get hungry later, and his choice is another leg, bro. A human leg. And like I said, that's definitely not his first time doing that, bro. Like, if he can afford for liquor, like, imagine that, like, you turn down actual food. Because you can't sit up here and say, like, even though still he's homeless, he obviously doesn't, you know, he's less fortunate. We get it. And he can't, you know what I'm saying, afford for food. But he definitely can afford for food. He chose down a decent meal to get liquor and more drugs. And we also forgot about that. They said he caught him with the car. So he's, you know what I'm saying, a drug, he's a head, junkie, whatever you want to call it. Only was dedicated to the liquor and the drugs, bro. And then chose, that's what I'm gonna only spend my money on, and fuck it, I'm gonna just settle for just human meat. Pause. Like,
but what's so interesting about this footage is just how normal Rosendo seems. In fact, the people working there knew him quite well, as he stopped in almost daily, where he was described as being polite and ordinary, including on the day of that incident.
Wow.
In fact, it said that at first the shop owners didn't believe that Rosendo could have possibly done this, but it seems that whatever substances
the fact that they're saying that, like, which is sad, he still shouldn't have been using it anyway. He probably got like a bad supply of like drugs, whatever he's like taking. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my thing is, like, I'm leaning over to maybe he's possibly on a Fetty. You know what I'm saying? Like, or something, like he just got a bad batch. Because they're sitting up there saying that, like, oh, he's not normally polite and expect this to happen.
Had changed him. Rosendo Tejas was charged with 2 counts of removal of human remains and 1 count of destroying or concealing evidence, as well as resisting a police officer, and was sentenced to 1 year in prison after pleading no contest, bringing this up.
Yo, bro. Now, okay, like, I have this is a big head scratcher right here. Because no, he didn't technically unalive whoever that was by the train tracks. Allegedly, he just got his body parts that was splattered everywhere from when he got hit by the train. How do y'all feel about this? Because it's like, I'm trying to figure out, like, did the justice system do right, or are they wrong in this situation? Like, this is honestly, usually I always have a really transparent, you guys know me, man, I'm very transparent, and like just be like, oh, like they definitely sold with the justice system or this and that. Like, I just don't know, bro. Like, he definitely, like, I wouldn't, bro, he is his own tier threat still. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be living in Venus somewhere. He should not even be walking anywhere near the street, you know, with having contact towards any human beings, like, at all. He's his own creature for sure. But, man, this is, I ain't gonna lie. Like, see, my thing is that, like, okay, is he gonna be in some type of, like, mental health facility? Like, he should be definitely in a mental health facility for, like, at least, like, 50 to 75 years. And I don't even think that's gonna even get him right and on the right track. What do you do in a scenario, y'all? This is just, man.
Absurd case to an end. However, his unsettling behavior will forever live on in one of YouTube's darkest videos.
Bro, imagine, like, he tries to get, like, a job and stuff, like, in, like, 25-something years, and they have to, like, you know what I'm saying, when he goes to apply and they see that in his background check? Yo, like, what are you gonna say if you're the person that, like, is, like, a, you know, the boss or something, like, or a manager or whatever, like, and you see that?
Fun of Halloween should not include mischief.
It was just past 10 p.m. Safely tucked away in her second-story apartment, 20-year-old Hannah Vivaretti set up her phone to record a video of herself dancing. For her, this was a meditative practice, a way of unwinding after a long, stressful day, and to truly feel at peace. But that day, fate had other plans.
What the hell?
As Hannah was dancing, something off camera caused her to stop dead in her tracks and yell, "Who are you?" It was a man whom Hannah had never seen before, standing in the doorway of her balcony, which again was on the second floor.
What?
Meaning that man had climbed up, cracked open the door, and was now standing in her home staring at her, quietly muttering nonsensically with a big grin on his face.
Oh, hell nah. Girl, you better get that damn shotgun. Woo! Yo, and this is like all the reason, like, why I'm so happy with myself when it comes to just locking everything, bro. Like, this is exactly why, bro. Like, I remember I had one time, bro, like years ago. Like, I'm talking maybe like 7-ish, 8 years ago, bro. Like I had a chick, like, I was just chilling with or whatever. And then, like, you know, mind you, like, I'm like probably this was at an apartment that I lived in at the time. I was probably like on the 10th floor. Like, and usually that's always what I always try to aim for. I always try to get as for high as possible on the floor for, like, you know, for that reason, this and that. But nonetheless, I always make sure if I'm not using it, or as soon as I come inside, bro, like, I lock the balcony instantly, bro, for stuff like this. Like, I always was just like, okay, what if somebody wants to feel like they want to be Spider-Man one day, or they want to be on some parkour type shit, or, you know what I'm saying, even use a ladder, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bro, people be starving. Hey, people be thirsty out here, dog, for real. You know what I'm saying? And it's this exact reason why. If you hear she's on the second floor, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't even have access if he's just a normal, functional thinking human being that, oh, like, this person's like out of reach. I'm going to have to figure out, maybe I need to try to go through the leasing office or something like that, or something else. You know what I'm saying? To try and attempt to get this person. You wouldn't even think they're going to climb it. Dead wrong, bro. Wrong. Man, prayers are heard, bro. I hope this doesn't end up bad. This is weird.
Who are you? Please get off.
Hannah stopped the music and again asked, "Who are you?" To which the man responded by saying,
Please
"Your
get
friend?"
out.
Oh, hell no. Nah. Man, make sure y'all ladies, if FTC sisters, this is directed to y'all, man. Especially if you're living your own, make sure you have protection, bro. You are in your home. Come on. Like,
No, please get out.
literally, bro.
Yeah.
Pew, pew first. Questions last. Literally. And it's self-defense. You have it on video, 4,000 pixels. Literally. Case will be over in 7 minutes.
But her demeanor and the panic in her voice made it all too clear that this was far from the case.
Who are you?
This is
Please
sad,
get out of my
man.
apartment
Creepy.
right now.
She started to make her way over to her phone and then towards the front door.
Damn.
All the while, the man kept calmly insisting that they be friends.
Nah,
but Hannah
bro.
was having none of it.
Nah,
Please get
bro.
out of my apartment right now.
Opening her front door and in the process,
Get out. Get out.
What the hell? Nah, bro. Yo, what if she was taking a nap?
directly at the intruder, giving us our first and only glimpse of the man as he's standing still in the balcony doorway. And with her front door now open, she yelled at him to get out, loud enough for the neighbors to hear.
Get out.
He actually got out.
Which finally caused the man to retreat. As it turns out, Hannah did actually know who this man was, at least vaguely, as he lived in the same apartment complex, but he never actually spoke to her. He would always just stare and smile, making it apparent that he had some sort of sick interest in her.
Yeah, y'all ladies gotta be careful out there, man. Yo, these dudes out here be starving, man. Like, literally.
As for why he entered her home that night, it's fairly obvious that his intentions were incredibly sinister, with Hannah recalling that during the entire experience, his hands never left his hoodie pocket, making her wonder if he was holding onto some sort of weapon that he may have been planning to use on her. But thankfully, because of her swift reaction, we'll never truly know what he had planned that night.
That is crazy she got that on footage, man.
Days
Because you wouldn't even probably be able to picture that like as a vivid like image if he was sitting up there explaining this story. This is like none the rest. Always lock your balcony door, bro. Whether you're on the 5th or 38th or 107th floor, bro. If you don't think shit's sweet just because you on that 44th floor, you know what I'm saying, high rise, dog. Don't think shit is sweet.
After the incident, police would arrest 36-year-old Angel Moses.
This dude is in his own tier threat too. Get him on out of here. He don't even be deserved. He definitely had to sneak on her. The last one definitely snuck on her, but this guy had to sneak on her. This is a different level of starving and creepiness at its own level, bro. I wonder what the justice system is gonna do.
Rodriguez Gomez and charge him with stalking, second-degree assault, third and fourth-degree burglary, and malicious destruction of property. But surprisingly, shortly after his arrest, they allowed him to walk free on bail. And given that he lived in the same apartment complex as Hannah and clearly knew where she lived, this decision was incredibly controversial, with Hannah herself stating in an interview that,
Lawsuits!
"I just don't think it's fair that he's walking freely right now, and I have to watch my back at every angle."
If he has to walk freely, he has to be evicted from the apartment, straight up. If he's not evicted from the apartment on some minimal stuff, which still isn't even enough because he knows how to get there. He knows how to finesse whatever, this and that. He just knows how to still get in there regardless. Like, we're just going to be transparent. Okay? Like, are they going to help her pay for the restraining order? Like, what are we talking about? Like...
Thankfully, the court's decision would not lead to any further escalations in the case, and today Angel no longer lives in the country, but the footage is incredibly chilling nonetheless, and it sent me down a rabbit hole of home invasion videos late the other night. And here on YouTube, I came across countless unsettling examples. One such example comes from Saratov, Russia, and shows a woman moments after being awoken by the sound of knocking as she lay in bed in her apartment. It was around 4:30 a.m., which was already unusual enough, but things became downright horrifying for her when she realized that the knocking wasn't coming from the door, it was coming from the window.
Hell nah, bro. No. Whoa! Woo! Woo! No way. Hey, fam, just go ahead and get the protection. Pshoo! He would have been like these. No BS. Hey, close the schools ASAP. I don't even care where I'm at, anywhere in the country, bro. Where did my seat thing go? Look at this shit, man. That's not even the right thing. Where did my seat thing go? It's like connected to my seat. It flew off. Look at this. Nah, fam. This is top 5, first of all, most scariest things I've ever seen. In the try not to get scared video. Seat thing flew off. We gonna fix it though. Bob the Builder reacts. Ooh, OG show alert. Pull. But nah, fam, this is why y'all gotta stay protected, bro. Fam. Forget all them damn protect yourself. I can't believe this is real. Banging his head on the glass. Fam. Yo. This guy has 25-time platinum threat badge awarded. I don't even think I've ever given that out. Are y'all seeing this shit?
Man, banging his head against the glass over and over again. And equally as disturbing, this woman's unit wasn't on the first floor. She was 2 stories up. And she didn't have a balcony.
Bro.
Across the street, a neighbor filmed the incident as it happened, showing us that the man was standing on...
I can't believe this is real, bro. I can't believe this is real.
on one of the building's gas pipes, while he continued to strike the window. Eventually, these hits grew so forceful that the glass started to break, and his head began bleeding profusely, finally leading to the man stopping, but not in the pursuit of entering the home.
Yo. Nah, this dude's weird, bruh. Get him on out of here. He weird. He's obviously mentally ill, but that still ain't no excuse, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, not even sorry. Man, you wake up. Let me wake up from a cush nap, and that's, bro. Nah, let's play the video, fam.
As he instead climbed to a different window where he attempted to peel it open with his fingers. But by this point, police had already arrived on the scene, and eventually the man would be forced down and placed under arrest. When looking for an explanation as to why this man was doing this, it appears that he was under the influence of bath salts during the ordeal.
Bath salts done made a comeback! Woo! Bro, it's so funny. Like, I literally said it as an ongoing joke. Like, if you really be peeping the vids and stuff for like a minute. Nah, they done made bath salts come back in 2026, fam. This is unbelievable, bro. History always repeats itself.
But aside from this, I couldn't find any other information
Yo,
about him.
literally all jokes aside, y'all stay above the influence, bro. Don't do nothing outside of liquor and tree, and don't even do any of that if you can avoid to. Like, real talk, you know what I'm saying? You better than that, you know? Like, it's just not worth it.
Man's identity, or whatever became of him. But I was able to find that this clip doesn't...
You know, it's like, you think about stuff like this too. The sad thing is, brother that's doing that weirdo stuff at that girl's window off the bath salts, like, bro, that was like somebody's like son. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are the parents like? What were they doing? Like, or were they even good people? And maybe he just wanted to just try off and do his own thing. Like, you always think about like the parents and stuff. Like,
tell the entire story, as the woman behind the camera actually spoke
does he have a sister or brother? Like, how are they even as a person?
The local reporter, and provided additional context to the ordeal, which only made the story more terrifying. At first, he knocked with his hands. Then he began to peck at me at the window with his head for an hour and a half without stopping.
Bro, an hour and a half? That's way too long, dog. That's way too long, man. You gotta have your own stuff in your crib, man, at that point. That's way too long. He wouldn't have been able to do that for 5 minutes, bro. And like I said, I'm not no tough guy to slammer and stuff, but, bro, I do believe in self-defense. You should learn how to you know what I'm saying, if you can. You know, like, for real, like, whether in all types of ways of self-defense. For, like, dude, an hour and a half? That is way too long, especially, buddy didn't hit, like, she said there's no balcony. So, like, you could have, like, even, you know what I'm saying, so you could have took, like, a baseball bat or just something and just, like, broke the window. The force of it would have made him flown back. He would have been, you know what I'm saying, wasted, GTA.
After that, he started shouting my name to the whole yard. He was foaming at the mouth. His whole face was covered in blood, and he shouted that he wanted to talk to me, and he needed me. With the most terrifying part of the statement being that she had no idea who this man was, or how he could have even known her name. The idea of both of these intruder videos featuring people whom the victims had never even spoken to makes them especially unsettling, as it shows that you really never know who's watching and who might be obsessing over you.
For real.
But incidents like this can be equally as chilling when the intruder is someone that you do know. Mohammed Amana was a 26-year-old man living in Orafur, Sweden, and had been dating a woman named Maria. But after several run-ins with the law, Mohammed's lifestyle just became too much for her, and she eventually decided to end the relationship. This caused Mohammed to become enraged, an emotion that was only further heightened when he discovered that she was staying with a male friend of theirs. And on the 25th of May, he would show up at his doorstep and ask to speak to Maria. Inside, the male friend and Maria both refused to let him in and told him to leave, and for a moment he did, though only temporarily, as he would return minutes later, this time armed with a ladder, and noticing what he was trying to do.
Man, you better push that ladder off like these. Whoa! Like, bro, what we talking about, bro?
The homeowner began recording on his cell phone.
En stege. En stege.
Hell nah, bro. Ladies, y'all gotta watch who y'all date. FTC sisters, once again, announcement to y'all. Watch who y'all dating, man. Like, it's clear as day.
En stege.
This dude, first of all, just didn't have the proper guidance growing up. No way. Like, look at his hairline. Like, he doesn't even deserve to have a chance. You gave this dude a chance? Look at his hairline, bro. What is these? He's running a game-winning route in the Super Bowl coming up, fam. Like, you can just tell if you leave this dude, the relationship's not over until he says it's over. Come on, you knew he had red flags. Look at his hairline, man. Brother, just let it go. You woke up like that and walked out the crib, bro? Come on.
The man behind the camera asks, "What are you doing? Are you going to fight me?" To which Mohammed said no, he just wanted to speak to Maria.
Again, do y'all want the captions on?
As he said this, his demeanor was unsettlingly calm as he continues making his way up the ladder.
Hell nah, boy. Man, you better, bro. Bro, you could just go like these. He's flying back. There you go. There you go. There we go. There we go.
Being so calm that the cameraman couldn't tell if Mohammed was a threat or not, though it wouldn't take long for him to get his answer.
Oh, hell nah, bro. Nah, bro.
In an instant, Mohammed struck the cameraman, causing him to retreat into his room, closing the sliding glass door just in time for Mohammed to step on the balcony and brandish a large kitchen knife.
Yo, close the screw. Yo, everybody's getting the threat badges in this one. This is toxic. Nah, bro, buddy, my mans. Yo, how good was it? How good was it, bro? It's worth your freedom? Yo, we gotta start disciplining, and I guarantee you he has a few homeboys that he's done like similar situations to other girls and stuff of his past like dating life and stuff like that. Bro, as men, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even just trying to make something to where it's like, you know how dudes be just trying to oh, she's like trying to fuck you or not gonna fuck you type stuff, bro, like engagement type stuff. I'm not even trying to do that, like, oh, this is the one for the ladies types. Like, no, this is like even for the homies too. Like, bro, as men in 2026, bro, if you see your homie doing some just absolute like weirdo stuff, you know what I'm saying, to like try to get his girl back or to try and get revenge from a girl, we gotta start calling that out, bro. We gotta start whooping his ass or something, dog, because this isn't it. You're gonna throw away your whole life. Bro, think about this, man. Because you can't move on and it was just that good to you, you went and it don't matter if I get it, like you're enraged, you're upset, bro, like you gotta let it go. She's done with you, it was just your turn anyway. Think about it like that. Now, there's literally the oldest quote in the book. There's so much more fish in the sea. You possibly could have found somebody, no offense to her, because this is not even like that type of where we're trying to do. I'm just trying to give better, guidance, bro. So just the wrongfully guided men out there, man. Like you could have probably found her like upgrade. She could have probably been like 2 times better looking, this and that. But instead, you can't move on. You don't have you're just emotionally weak. That's what I was also looking for as well. Let's backtrack. Because you were emotionally weak, you got a ladder. Climb that ladder to the 2nd story of somebody's crib, of your ex-girlfriend. Not also on top of that, her family's there too. Climb the ladder, climb on the balcony, have a damn kitchen knife, machete, wannabe, Walmart lookalike, whatever you want to call it. Throw a rock after they escape the balcony and you're going to break the glass door. Are you not backtracking and thinking, though? Are you that mentally ill that you lost her? This is crazy. Y'all didn't have no protection.
Still dazed by the attack, the man holding the camera retreated even further into the house, while Maria had already run into the bathroom and locked the door behind her. a door that Muhammad would quickly rush over to.
Muhammad. Släpp in mig på dass, han kommer in. Han kommer in, Maria. Muhammad, hugg du. Muhammad, du högg mig redan.
And desperately tried to open, even trying to use his knife to turn the lock, as that lock was the only thing standing in the way of what he was there to do. What exactly that was is unknown, as police would manage to arrive on the scene within minutes of this footage being taken, where they would arrest Muhammad before he was able to get to Maria. But it's clear based on the fact that he had a weapon on him and his desperate attempt to breach the house that he didn't just want to have a conversation. In the end, the man filming was left with only minor cuts. Muhammad was sentenced to 2 years in prison as well as a 10-year ban from the country of Sweden, leaving us with 3 haunting videos of 3 disturbed intruders.
Laws be different overseas. So he gets 2 years, which I feel like still isn't enough for something traumatizing. This, bro, pausing this is super crazy. I'm sorry. Hey, if it's nighttime, man, and you wet your pants, bro, hey, like I said, I'm not responsible for none of that stuff. I should have made the disclaimer in the beginning of the video. I ain't gonna lie. The last, 5 trying to get scares, I forgot to make that disclaimer. My bad. But look, I ultra say I'm not responsible for that. Nonetheless, I ain't gonna lie, 2 years is not enough for, what he did, bro. Because, say that he was able to get to her, then what? What was y'all gonna do? But I will say, one law that is different, bro, you get a 10-year ban from the country. That means he got to move somewhere else. They hey, nah, get your ass up out of here for a decade.
Whose true intentions will thankfully never be known.
I feel like it still wasn't
It's the
justice.
spookiest time of the year, a time when the consumption of horror movies and dark YouTube videos reaches its peak. But while fun in the moment, the true terror of consuming this content often occurs long after the credits roll, when you close your eyes to go to sleep, only to feel the sickening feeling of paranoia, every creak in your home sending a jolt of panic throughout your body, making you wonder if someone or something is inside your house. I was just like you once. Consuming creepy content is my livelihood, and as a result, I've spent countless sleepless nights feeling uneasy within my own home, never quite feeling safe and secure, always wondering if something was lurking around me. Until I realized that the reason I didn't feel secure was because I wasn't. The only thing standing between me and the outside world was a simple lock, and I knew it was time for a change, with that change finally coming when I partnered with this video sponsor, SimpliSafe. Armed and in bed, I can just and they utilize that if your home trigger the alarm goes off. It means that your very own simple flashlight crowd.
Always have safety at your home. That's right. Lock your stuff up, but alright.
Alright, hey folks, this is Noah, getting my blog live. Trucks and trucks and lots of trucks.
This is the very first footage that Noah Harpum would post to YouTube. After years of having a channel, Noah finally decided to give uploading a try, posting this inaugural video to a self-titled channel on October 29th, 2015, titling it 102915, video blog number 1, and introducing himself to the platform with a simple, "Hello world," in the description.
No, but I did want to dissect just the beginning of a sermon given by a Pastor Bill, a guy that my dad has been following, taking ideas from for 10 years at least. He and his family, 2 kids.
In the video, Harpum paces throughout his home and discusses a priest named Pastor Bill, whom he believed was influencing his father and his family, and clearly not in a good way.
I've been ignorant of it for a long time, so I wanted to look at it, and I challenged him just to look at 15 minutes of this sermon.
Though he gives no context as to who this pastor is, only mentioning that he had been ignorant of the situation for a while, and that this video was his response after trying to expose the truth to his father.
I've been waiting, and haven't heard anything. So I was going to just post my reply, and I guess that's how I'll start my blog.
Again, what this truth is unclear, as the lack of information makes this video a confusing watch, and ultimately it tells us very little about who Noah was, let alone the other people he was discussing. But he did end the clip by making it clear that this was only the beginning of what would be a reoccurring blog series that would showcase just him, his thoughts, and his camera.
The blog is just going to be me with a video camera, and that'll be it. We'll see what happens.
But before those uploads would come, Noah had pinned a website in his description that directed users to a blog post written by him that same day, titled, "Is My Dad in a Cult? Even worse, is it satanic?" Throughout the writing, Harpum loosely provides additional context for his video, as he breaks down a sermon given by Pastor Bill, who is shown to be Bill Johnson, a well-known preacher from the Bethel Church in Redding, California, who had garnered a large following online. And despite the sermon being over an hour long, Harpem goes through it point by point, critiquing everything that he said. And the more he typed, the more angry he got. And the more angry he got, the more nonsensical his words became. I'm attempting to present a case that shows the leader of this prestigious institution, along with a select group of rulers, are using mind control techniques to poison and confuse legions of useful idiots that slave away to keep the institution humming along, and that this man, Pastor Bill Johnson, and his ruling caste are using mind control to keep people imbalanced and ignorant, in a state of perpetual waiting for the material world to be defied, while they themselves are profiting immensely in this material world. The blog gives us a peek behind the curtain of the man shown in this video, a man who seems to be clearly mentally unwell, paranoid, and very angry, with the post making it clear that the purpose of Noah's content was to bring this pastor down, and video blog number 1 was supposed to be just the start. However, there would never be a video blog number 2, as just 2 days after posting this video, Noah's life would take a drastic turn.
What happened?
Colorado Springs 911, what's the exact location of your emergency?
It's
Repeat that one more time for me and make sure I have it correct.
well, it's across the street from me. I'm calling from my address.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Well, there was a guy walking around with like 2 cans of gasoline or something, 2 small cans, and a big, like a rifle. It was black, and it had a strap around it. He's walking up to doors and stuff.
What the fuck?
At 8:35 a.m. on Halloween morning, a woman named Naomi Bettis called 911 after witnessing a suspicious man walking around her neighborhood in Colorado Springs, as she watched him carrying several cans of gas,
What?
as well as an AR-15 that was hung over his shoulder. She didn't know it at the time, but this man was her neighbor, Noah Harpem.
And then I seen that he walked into the building, and the glass window at that business is broke.
And that's a business? What's the name of the business?
I have no idea, but I just know I don't know if it's a fake gun, BB gun, but it looks pretty scary.
As the call progresses, Naomi explains that she had watched him enter a nearby business, where one of the windows appeared to have been broken. She wasn't sure if anything illegal had happened at this point, but she was convinced that Noah was up to something sinister, which based on what he had in his possession seemed to be the only logical conclusion. However, this concern wasn't felt by everyone.
Okay. And you said it looked like a long gun, correct? Like a rifle?
Yes,
Well, it is an open carry state, so he can have a weapon with him or walking around with it, but of course having those gas cans, it does seem pretty suspicious, so we're going to keep the call going for that.
Okay, and the window's broken to that business downstairs, so.
Right. And you said he's now upstairs, correct?
Yes.
And are you or anyone else in immediate danger?
No.
Okay.
As the operator seemingly brushed aside the incident, stating that she was only keeping the call going because the gas cans could be suspicious. However, even with that, the report still wasn't taken seriously, as the dispatcher hung up on her shortly after.
Why was it like, I know it's, I'm gonna assume, I don't know about like gun laws and stuff when it comes to Colorado. It isn't like, because there's some states where it's like very, very highly open carry and they're really easy. So it wouldn't be illegal if someone just walking down the street with a gun that's like concealed and is, you know, they don't look super like, oh, like they're about to like do something with it. Like that's not illegal. So I could see why in the beginning she was kind of like, but then she started saying like the person that called in was talking about, like he's going up to like the business and like the doors. Like that was the part she was supposed to, I feel like, dispatch somebody once she heard that. Like, isn't that not suspicious enough? And then like, forget the damn gasoline. Like obviously the gasoline stuff is just as dangerous. But like, bro, if somebody like just said that like he just broke into a business and she's seen this person walk out the business with a rifle around his neck, you don't think that's suspicious enough? Like, to dispatch somebody? Why was that such a like...
Before dispatching one single officer to the scene, an officer that never even made it there, as just moments later he was called off and sent to what was deemed to be a more pressing scene at the local senior center. Naomi's concerns were completely ignored.
Wow.
But despite this, she continued to watch out her window.
So we pay our tax dollars for it, fellas. Man.
Waiting to see what Noah would do next. 4 minutes after her call with police ended, and 10 minutes after first reporting Noah's behavior, Naomi would dial 911 once again. Only this time, her demeanor was far different.
I just called a few minutes ago and the guy came back out and he fired a gun at somebody and he's laying on the street dead.
What?
Oh my God.
Lawsuit.
You sent an ambulance too.
Naomi's worst fears had come
Big
true
lawsuit.
as she frantically told dispatch that the man carrying the gun had just shot and killed someone outside of her home.
Oh my God.
Okay, calm down, okay? Stay with me. I'm just putting that into the call. Is anyone in immediate danger?
Yo, get help out there. It's immediate danger, bro. This woman needs to be fired from the dispatch. Whoever this caller dispatcher, she better not have a job in this ever. Get some help. This is her second time calling. What do you mean immediate danger? Do you not know what fucking context clues is? Did they not teach you that in school? How am I outdoing you educationally? Get some help.
That I can see her. No.
In response, the operator bizarrely asks if anyone else is in danger, but Naomi, likely in a state of shock, answers no.
And then, like, on top of that, you hear Naomi, the one that's calling in, is clearly, like, not okay. Like, it's obvious she's in immediate danger, bro. Like, I'm just convinced, like, some of these people that be, like, having these types of jobs, bro, the owners and managers and stuff just be smashing them or something on the side and just hook them up, bro. That's clear as day what it sounds like, bro. Because she don't know what she's doing. She's not reading the room or anything. Obviously, she's not in the room, but figure of speech, you know what I'm trying to say? What the hell?
Of Platte Avenue, which was known to be a busier neighborhood.
Maybe on Platte Avenue there might be people in danger.
Naomi, I need the suspect's description.
Oh my gosh, bro. Yo, fam. This can't be real. This can't be
Know
real.
his name?
No, I don't.
Okay, is he white, black, Hispanic,
He's
Asian?
white, and he's got long curly hair coming out of his cap.
She desperately tried to relay that more people were likely in harm's way, only to be immediately proven right just seconds later.
Gosh.
I think, yeah, there's people outside that might be in danger up on Platte.
Okay.
Oh, I just heard another gun fire. Oh my God.
When she hears more gunshots, prompting the operator to once again ask,
Yeah, they need to call an ambulance or something right away.
Okay. Is anyone in immediate danger?
Oh my gosh, bro. Yo, this isn't even funny, dude. Like, there's no way this is a real 911 operator at this point.
Only people up on Platte, maybe.
All right, I am sending the paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line and I'll tell you exactly what to do next, okay?
Okay.
it was only then that the operator would tell Naomi that police and medical personnel were finally being dispatched to the scene. But by this point, it was far too late. In the moments after Naomi had made her first 911 call, Noah Harpham would first attempt to light his house on fire using the 2 cans of gasoline. Though this, however, failed and caused him to quickly shift his focus, Noah instead stepped outside and brandished his rifle, immediately pointing it directly at Andrew Mayers, who had been riding his bike in the neighborhood. And after seeing the gun, the man stopped and begged him not to shoot, to which Noah responded by pulling the trigger multiple times, killing him instantly, with Andrew Myers being the man that Naomi had seen laying dead on the street. From there, Noah began walking up the street where he would eventually see 2 women sitting on the porch of a sobriety center, where local women went to get help with their drug and alcohol addictions. And upon noticing them, he immediately started shooting, striking and killing both Christina Galella and Jennifer Vasquez. Noah walked for over a mile after this before the police finally caught up with him. And when they called out for him to stop walking, Noah turned and immediately opened fire, leading to a massive shootout.
Bro, this is crazy. Imagine driving by.
The only one struck had been Noah, who was lying dead on the pavement, marking the end of his killing spree. The investigation that followed revealed that Noah had never even met any of the 3 people he killed that day. They were all total strangers, leaving the question, why had he done it?
Weirdo.
Well, even today, there's still no clear motive, with this appearing to be a completely random and senseless act. But looking at his final and only posts online, Noah was clearly very angry and seemed to be mentally unwell, which was corroborated by testimony from his parents, as they later claimed that he had anger issues and suffered from drug addiction and bipolar disorder. But what's so unusual about this to me was that this video was published just 2 days before the killings, and it was clearly not meant to be a one-off post. It was something that he seemed genuinely excited to continue, yet not even 48 hours later, he resorted to this. What happened in that time frame may never be known, but the effects of it will last forever. And I can't help but wonder how differently this all could have gone if that initial 911 operator had just taken Naomi's report seriously.
None of it probably would have happened.
The spree didn't start for a full 10 minutes after she started that call, which would have been more than enough time for police to intervene. But instead, Noah was given all the time he needed to end 3 innocent lives.
Sad, man. Prayers to the families, man.
It wasn't an attraction for the faint of heart. Standing over 1,300 feet above the ground, the Deoghar ropeway was built to take tourists up and down the Trikut mountain in Jharkhand, India. It was the tallest cableway in the entire country, offering an unparalleled view of Deoghar and the picturesque landscape around it. Because of this, videos have long since been posted on YouTube showing just how dramatic of a ride this truly is, with one such video being recorded on April 10th, 2022. That day, a woman and her family had been filming their adventure to the Trikut mountain, and were now filming a first-person view of the descent back down. It wasn't the kind of place for anyone with a fear of heights, and the loud sounds of the car passing the support towers only added to the anxiety of the trip. But the group filming this all remained relatively calm, quietly conversing to themselves, seemingly unfazed by the spectacular height. Even enjoying it. A feeling that wouldn't last.
Oh!
Without any warning, the car was met with a massive force, sending the occupants and the camera to the floor, causing the footage to go dark. In that moment, one of the ropeway's axles had dislodged, causing a failure on the pulley system, which resulted in 2 carts crashing into each other, and the rest coming to a sudden and violent halt.
What?
The impact was
Bro,
brutal.
imagine people being the people on a ride too. Like you're like 2 rides down and that happens
But
right
somewhat
behind you.
surprisingly, the footage continued. Showing just enough to reveal that the ropeway and the cabin these people were in were both still intact, before the recording came to an end. This group had survived the impact.
Good.
But the nightmare was far from over.
Nah, hey, no, that's traumatized for life. I don't care how tough you are, bro. Wow.
News of the collision quickly spread throughout the region, leading to the scene being flooded with rescuers and news crews alike, with everyone trying to figure out what exactly was happening, and the initial prognosis was grim.
Look at that.
In the impact, 1 man in a separate car had been killed, and many others were left injured.
No!
Making matters worse, due to the broken axle, the ropeway was now no longer operational, meaning that the 70-plus people spread throughout the various cars were now stuck, some of whom were still suspended over 1,000 feet in the air. It was going to be an incredibly difficult rescue operation, just given the height of the ropeway alone. And ultimately, it was determined that the Indian Air Force would utilize their special top-of-the-line helicopters to fly over the cars and lower down ropes with harnesses attached to them for survivors, who then would strap themselves in and be hoisted up to the helicopter above using an electronic winch.
Wow.
It took hours for them to even make their first attempt, before finally trying their approach
Hours?
to the man, who slid on his rescue strap and was then slowly pulled up towards safety.
Wow, bro.
The footage of this is horrifying. These people were already over 1,000 feet in the air when their cars got stuck, and now they were being lifted even higher, tethered only by a single rope and a safety harness. Worst of all, it was a particularly windy day, which was made worse by the swirling of the helicopter blades.
Wow.
A combination that caused the man to start swinging wildly from side to side as he hung onto the rope for dear life.
Yo. Bro.
It was a grueling journey up, but finally the man reached the aircraft, and with safety just a few feet away, he instinctively reached his arms above his head in an attempt to grab onto the helicopter. A decision that would have disastrous effects.
No! He didn't.
As he did so, his harness slid upwards and was pulled over his shoulders, and then over his arms, before eventually landing in his hands, meaning the only thing left holding him up was his own grip.
What?
As he clung to the now useless harness. For a full minute, he dangled there, just inches away from rescue. Meanwhile, the rescue crew searched the craft for something they could use to safely hoist him in. But before they got the chance, the man slipped out of his harness, really catching himself on the side of the helicopter itself. But by this point, his strength was gone. Seconds later, his grip would fail for good. Causing him to plummet approximately 2,000 feet to the ground below, killing him instantly. For those waiting to be rescued, the sight was especially horrific, as they watched the man who they thought had made it to safety fall to the ground right in front of them. The fear they must have felt knowing that soon it would be their turn is unimaginable. After this, the rescue crews began making tweaks to their operation, which started to lead to a few attempts going off without a hitch. But the entire process was incredibly slow, as a full 24 hours would pass before 60-year-old Shubha Devi would finally get her chance to be removed from the car. And as she started her ascent up to the helicopter, the wind also caused her to start swinging wildly. So wildly, in fact, that the winch she used to lift her suddenly stopped working, leaving her hanging there, only moving side to side rather than up towards safety. As she hung there, rescuers on the helicopter frantically tried to figure out
Someone was there recording all this for 24 hours?
The problem with the winch was. But before they could ever get their answer, the rope suddenly snapped, causing her to free fall to the ground below.
No!
It came without any sort of warning, and from what I can find online, there isn't a definitive answer as to how this happened. But either way, it resulted in Shubha's tragic death. It took a total of 48 hours for the last of the survivors to be rescued and finally brought to safety, an unimaginable amount of time in an unimaginable position, with survivors having to watch two people fall to their deaths before them, unsure if they too were going to meet the same fate.
This is sad, man.
Since its release, the footage has sparked some debate online, as the media actually hailed this as an impressive and even successful rescue operation for the Indian Air Force, while others have hit back on this, as both incidents seem to have been entirely preventable, with more people dying from the rescue than the accident itself. Though ultimately there were no repercussions for the rescue crew, with the only punishments being dished out to the operating company DRIL, which was accused of not properly maintaining the ropeway and not following proper safety protocols. It was even alleged that when the initial crash happened, the people operating the ropeway at the time actually fled the scene and never even called authorities. But I'm not sure if this was ever actually proven. DRIL was fined over $1 million and has since been blacklisted from operating ropeways for 5 years, while the families of the deceased were given around $33,000 in compensation. Currently, there are plans to repair and reopen the ropeway, though at this point, no official date has been given for the reopening.
Wow, man. Stuff was sad, man. This probably, trying to get scared, this one is probably your top 2 saddest ones. Creepiest ones. You know, all of aside too, I hope some of y'all that you know, plan to, you know, live on your own soon, you know, you take life lessons from this, man. Like, don't ever think you're too comfortable. As soon as you start getting comfortable, that's when stuff starts happening every time. Prayers to all the families that lost anybody.